Hi, Andre. Do you think this will be the game that decides Tottenham getting into the Champions League next season?
Well, it's going to still be very, very open because of the remaining fixtures. So obviously, if Chelsea win, they are in it. So it means that one less spot available, and means that we wouldn't depend merely on ourselves to achieve it. So at this moment, our drive is to set out to win the game, to be able to depend on us for the remaining fixtures. We can do that just by winning, which is a great task that we have ahead of us. But it's the only way that we can approach the game.
How extra special will it be for you going back to Stamford Bridge for the first time?
It's not very, very special. I mean, it's something that it's a club that I've gone past. I have good and bad memories like everybody else, but it was a period that didn't finish the way that I would have liked. Before I was manager there, I was in Jose's team, and I had some wonderful years there. Probably the ones that I've spent there as a manager aren't that special. So on that sense, I've told you previously that it doesn't have that kind of effect on me.
With regards to that, then, you said that you didn't like it the way that it ended. Do you think you've got a bit of a point to prove to Mr. Abramovich?
No. I know. I've told you in the past that in situations like we were, normally it dictates for a manager to lose his job. It is understandable. It has happened in various clubs for the same reasons, and with the same effect, which is immediate success after. So it's nothing new in football. It's something that unfortunately works in moments of maximum difficulties. You either believe in what you are doing or you don't believe, and at that time the club had to make a decision that in the end proved successful for them.
There's obviously been no shortage of managers since you left. What have you made of the job Rafa Benitez has done there?
Well, it's very difficult for me to judge because Rafa was given something that he accepted as an interim manager. Difficult situation to be in. I think in the end he has proved the minimum objective of Chelsea being within their grasp, particularly in this next fixture. So I would say that it was successful. In the end, he went past a very, very difficult period, bearing in mind the circumstances that he found there. But it's not for me to judge on what is considered success or not.
As a fellow manager, do you have admiration for the way he's sort of overcome the fans' hostility towards him?
Yeah, difficult. On a personal note, I can only imagine how difficult it must have been for him. I think he made it public his frustration, which probably gave him an edge to work a little bit more comfortably, because people in the end understood that their behavior was also threatening the team's balance. I think at this time, any manager who has to go past those frustrations from the fans is difficult. The fans, I've told you also in the past, are what represents passion and emotion in football. They are entitled to their opinion and dissatisfaction, and they made it public when he was there. So, definitely I have great respect for the difficulties that he has gone through.
Do you hope to get a good reception from the Chelsea fans?
I don't know. It's whatever reception I have, it comes from their heart. So I respect that. It's absolutely fine.
Player obviously you know very well, Frank Lampard. 1 goal from equalling Bobby Tamblin's record.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about the achievement that he's made at Chelsea?
Yeah, it's a massive achievement. I think it's I can't speak for Frank, but I think it's something that he has chased all of his life, or in these recent years as he got closer. As an individual objective, and by being so close to achieve it, I think means a lot to him. And and means a lot of the quality of the player too. You know, one of those midfielders that has in one season scored 30 goals is absolutely amazing. He has done it previously, and you know, he's gone past another season where his goal scoring record has been tremendous.
People have said they can't see another midfielder ever scoring 200 goals. Do you agree with that?
Probably very, very difficult. Frank has the ability and the you know, the instinct of a striker when he gets into the box, and is very, very deadly. His timing is absolutely perfect. So it's very, very difficult for a midfielder to score that amount of goals. I agree.
Wojciech Szczesny's come out this week and said Tottenham don't have the quality to finish in the top four. Has he done your team talk for you ahead of tomorrow's game?
Oh, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. He's you know, he's absolutely fine. I don't expect any love from an Arsenal player to a Tottenham player. You know, if he touches a little bit lack of respect, is normal in a rivalry, in my opinion. You know, in the end, it's his opinion and he's entitled to it.
On a more positive note, Juan Mata has come out though today and said we have to stop Gareth Bale. He was the match winner again for you on Saturday. You'll be hoping he'll be do the same again tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, not the same way that they have to stop Gareth and our team. We have to stop Mata and his team. Mata just scored a wonderful goal in Old Trafford to clinch a very, very important win for Chelsea. So you know, our squad is full of great players. Their squad is full of great players. The fixture at this time with what it has in terms of objectives for both teams is a great fixture to have.
All the players fit and healthy for the game?
Yes, I mean we've drawn out Lennon and Dembele the other day against Southampton. So you know, all of them are included in the team selection. So you know, just have to make a decision on what is best for the team. The players who are out are Gallas, Kabul, and Sandro. Livermore has made the recovery too from his muscle injury. Gallas is still out. So you know, those four out, and but good news from the other side.
Just finally from me, if you do manage to win the game tomorrow night, do you think that will put the pressure on Chelsea and Arsenal? Does that put you in pole position, do you think?
I think the pressure is on everybody. To be fair, since you know, these clubs are so tight together. Probably all of the clubs would have regret having had the opportunity to bring Man City a little bit closer to us and letting them escape. In the end, you know, 3 London clubs separated by 3 points is at this stage of the season is absolutely outstanding. But at the moment, you know, all of us feel the pressure in some way to try to achieve our results.
Steve.
Andre, have you changed as a manager since 14 months ago? And if you have, how do you feel you've changed?
Yeah, but I think you always evolve in your profession to become better, and you adapt to the circumstances that surround you and to the environment that you find. So you know, there is a different manager here, because normally you evolve through time and you become a little bit more experienced in the position that you occupy, to hopefully become a little bit better. So you know, I've made it public in numerous times that I've done things a bit different based on the experiences that I had on the past, and the experiences that I had on the past include good and bad experiences.
Yeah, you said you had good and bad experiences at Chelsea. What did you feel that you learned from your time at Chelsea?
I've done this in the past, you know. This is a question that is no different that you can pick up from the press conference previous to the Chelsea game at White Hart Lane. It's nothing, you know. We've all developed and we all want to do things better. You know, I've made it public 100 times that I've done it. That I would have done it differently, and I can't say it time and time again.
Okay, so any more broadcast questions? Tom and James over there. Just pass the microphone over. Tom.
Andre, just on Szczesny, you mentioned the lack of respect. Do you think those comments were disrespectful given everything your players have achieved this season, to say they haven't got the quality?
No, I don't think it's. I mean, I think it would be a little bit more tolerable if it have come from a genuine Arsenal fan. You know, coming from an Arsenal player, you know, is an Arsenal player that is probably on the passing by to another club, or is not going to stay there for life. In the end, if he means exactly those words from the heart, it doesn't for sure. is entitled to say what he wants. It will be a little bit more realistic from an Arsenal fan to come with those words. From an Arsenal famous fan. From an Arsenal player, I don't think it has that kind of effect on us. Neither, I would say that an Arsenal fan that has just arrived in that club for the last couple of years is entitled to so much hatred towards Tottenham, like he seems to have.
You're 3 points below Chelsea now. How do you regard that achievement, given the resources they have available and what you have?
I think it's doesn't really matter. I mean, clubs have different resources, different possibilities. We have wonderful resources over here too. In the end, we've set out with the objective of making Champions League football next season. A couple of teams have set out to win the Premier League, which they haven't achieved. We're not far from reaching our objective, but we've been given this late run-in, where we are happy that we depend on us, but we have to be extremely good in the game at Stamford Bridge to try to achieve it. So it's different. All of the teams have different possibilities, but we are happy. We're extremely happy with what we have here.
James, last couple.
Andre, when you left Chelsea, was it always your intention to stay in English football?
Not really. I mean, I've opened myself, to a couple of meetings that I had with other clubs too. In the end, was a great opportunity, and an opportunity that that I like to take. We had good conversations, and we shared some ideas, and I decided to come here. But I was close to going to other leagues too.
Abroad, not in England. You weren't talking to.
Yeah.
Right. What was it about England then, and Tottenham specifically, that made you want to stay and have another crack at the Premier League?
I think it's because it's, in my opinion, the best league in the world, the most competitive. It's nothing new. What I've told you is the opinion that I share for the Premier League. In the Premier League, the last place team can win against the team that is leading the league. This is how unpredictable it can be, and how spectacular it can be. It's for me, is a game that is based on emotion and passion, which are the essence of football in the end, and that's why it makes it the product that it is right now.
And just finally for me, talk about Chelsea with the resources they have under Roman, and obviously the wealth that they have there. But do you feel that Tottenham as a club are closing the gap on Chelsea? You've obviously moved to a new training ground here. There's the stadium is progressing slowly.
Yeah.
Do you feel as a club that gap between the two is closing?
Yeah, I think the objective from the club is to reach a level of success in trophies that Chelsea has achieved. Obviously within Tottenham's philosophy and club culture, which represents the club, and it can be different from club to club. From my perspective, that this club has gone with tremendous steps forward recently. Wants to be in between those mix of teams who compete for titles, and this is the steps that we have to take towards being at a level that Chelsea already is. If it's with more or less wealth, it certainly is not with the amount of money that Chelsea have invested in the squad recently. But hopefully with criteria, with good scouting and good youth development, try to achieve that standard.
All right, guys, we have the cameras off now, please. Thank you.